Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on the yellow Royal Rumble Ultimate Plate. Um, you guys have got behind the red one resoundingly. It's been amazing. So many comments, views, and people asking for more. So I'm going to do a similar thing with the yellow. The yellow plate, I have 8 different people for you guys. Howdy, Liv, Stacy, Molly, ZLA Nah, Trickster Bubba, Lou Albano, and Hall of Fame Goldberg. So, got 8 different people for the yellow. Much like the red one, I am going to focus on, or try to focus on, making things quicker or faster, instead of longer and higher damage for most of the stuff. But I'll probably mess around with a few different things along the way. The strap for all of it, I'm not going to change the metals, except for when we get to Goldberg, because he has gear, I'll go to a 50% strap. Anyway, 100% strap, Fury 2s, and then of course the yellow Royal Rumble plate. Whenever you destroy 30 plus gems, generate 30 yellow gems at the end of your turn. So out of all of them, I'm going to show you Howdy hits the hardest by far. He does have this moment. We're not going to use this one. It's going to do nothing for us. And he also has this moment, which gems do 50% more damage, so it will do something. So I'll take the trainers off to counteract, or the coaches off to counteract that. The arrival, 5 MP, choose one column to make into trap gems. I need to remember not to go against Sammy. If broken by your opponent, deal 430k damage. If broken by you, deal 198k damage. And increase your yellow gem damage by 300% for 1 turn. And then increase your yellow MP by 5. Crescendo, 5 MP yellow, 290k damage. Choose 1 gem to make into Snowfall gem. Modify all gems below it into black. And then deal 290k damage and choose a 3x1 area to make into Pyro gems. Modify all gems above it into yellow. And then the finale, 6 MP, 290k damage. Choose 1 gem to make into Row Break gems. Then deal 290k damage and choose 1 Snowfall gem to destroy. Entourage for this one is Woods. He gets everything loaded because this charges the rest. Showboat Cena, 45% more yellow. And then we got Brad at 35 and Braun at 30. And I'm going to go ahead and take both of those off because the second moment, it was super, super rare. And this would be 15% weaker than 100% strap. So, right. Not Sammy, Mherex. He counters traps. This hits very hard, by the way, spoiler. The one issue for me with Howdy in this build set is there's a lot going on. Obviously, it's super strong, but there's a lot going on. So we're going to choose that for that. Now we're going to choose 1 gem to make into Snowfall, which is obviously the top one. Okay. And then we want our Pyros. We'll do it right here. Why not? And then we're going to put a Row Break at the bottom. And we need to destroy 30 total gems, and I'm only using 1 Row Break to speed things up. There's 7, and there's the rest of them, and here come the yellows, and here comes the pain. That's 200 million damage. So it is a lot of clicking and a lot going on, and it's not necessarily super speedy, but 200 million yellow gem damage, nothing to sneeze at. Much like the other one, I'm going to run all of these twice so you guys can see. By the way, I super appreciate the feedback on that other one. It's been awesome to see. Typically, plate videos do terrible and people just don't seem interested. So maybe as plates come out in the future, this is the way I will try and do them, with a bunch of superstars in one video, so that hopefully there's something in the videos for everyone. Let me know what you guys think. And 217 million. That's a lot of damage. All right. Liv. I think a lot of people are going to be curious about this one. I do want to mention again, I'm not going to be looping moves, right? I'm not going to be stacking gem damage. You can loop Liv, right? You can stack her gem damage twice if you want to do a bunch of clicks and have cascade risk. I'm not interested in that. Know that you can, and she will hit harder, but there are better powerhouse options if you're going to do that, no matter how hard she hits, in my opinion. So that's just how I look at it, but you absolutely can do that. Okay. I know I'm going to have people in the comments be like, Liv can hit way harder if you do XYZ. Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, 6 MP yellow, deal 197k damage, increase your yellow gem damage by 131%. And then the face eraser, we're chucking the yellow gems for 44 randoms into yellow. Also, guys, this has the multiply reversal. You take Liv against mainly any good acrobat except for Lyra, and she counters all of them hard in the ladies division. Plus it's the class advantage. So really the question is, can she 2-click and potentially win either this way with the plate, or if there's a yellow feud buff with the plate. And you're going to see a lot of the same trainers in all of these. I could use CM Punk for 40%, Zombie Punk, but he's rare. But he would replace Braun if you have him. Liv has a moment that does nothing for this build set, by the way. So I'll just show that. All right, so super simple. Obviously, she's going to always win against a multiply user, but when it's a non-multiply user, what will that look like? And like I said, I know you could loop it. I don't care. We're going for efficiency here. So she's going to make a board full of yellows. And then she's going to blow up a bunch more yellows. 52 million gem damage, which isn't insane. However, anytime there's a yellow feud buff now, she'll beat everybody with the 2 clicks. And acro, you're going to get class advantage. If you're a person that gets feud steps, she becomes way more attractive because of how quick she is, potentially is using, right? So Liv on my roster, I don't use at all. I actually have found her to be not worthwhile. With this plate, I could see using her situationally and at times in feuds. So 51 million there. All the other builds I don't care for with her, so I do think this plate has potential on Liv. All right, Trickster Stacy. I think this is going to be one that's fun for a lot of people. That's why it's in here. The damage is a little bit lower than I was anticipating or like. There's just not quite enough yellow gems, but I think people will want to see it. So here it is. Of course, also maybe you get 150% strap for her, and that potentially makes the difference. So if you have the moment, as you know, the moment adds 150% yellow gem damage, but also 4 MP. And that's all game modes. So that 4 MP lets us load all of this with 2 MP trainers in feud. Cartwheel Escape, 9 MP purple, 166k damage, increase your yellow gem damage, 176% for 2 turns. Corner Foot Choke, 6 MP. Yellow, deal 108k damage, choose a 3x3 area to make into traps. We don't care. If broken by us, it swaps the 2x2 random area into yellow gems. We don't care what the opponent does. And then the Corner Stomps, 156k damage, make 8 traps into purple gems. So it sets the traps off. Woods and Kofi, and then no surprise, the same coaches as you're going to see pretty much in most of these videos, or ones. It's all the yellow. Also, no yellow substats here, so you could improve that as well. But again, this would be fine for a yellow buff feud. Also, Stacy requirements, or attitude lady requirements. So we want to keep the yellows on the board, and we need at least 1 purple, so a spot like that is grand. And the gameplay loop is quite simple. But you can see it's only 41 million damage, so it's significantly less than I was hoping for, but I do think a lot of people would be curious how it was on her. So I decided to put it in. I'll run one more. And I do believe in a yellow feud it would work, so situationally it would have some merit, I suppose. And you can see that one, it broke worse and only did 33 million. I think if you use like tour perks and stuff, you could make her look really strong. But that was a little bit disappointing. So I thought it was worth showing, right? And potentially maybe you could use it situationally. Molly is extremely interesting in my opinion. I'm going to show you guys a few different ways you can run with and without Goldberg. And Molly gets really, really interesting to me. One, she hard counters like Charlotte, Lyra, anyone with the gem percentage buffs on non-finishers, Maxine. So she hard counters them, but this also makes her potentially extremely usable against non-gem users. Of course, you know, most people in Feud are just getting started, so this 1 MP down is huge. The moves are the kick out, 7 MP, deal 2.55 million damage, gain 20 million health. That's on the outside chance you get pinned and you want to do things. You got the running front drop kick, 742k damage, choose 2 gems to make into jugs. That will increase your yellow gem damage by 100% on the first turn, 200% on the second turn for 1 turn. The Gut Buster, 7 MP yellow, 978k damage, chuck 38 yellow gems. That's also a reversal. So you steal the turn and set your Juggernauts off, giving you 300% yellow gem damage. You don't need this plate if you're using her against gem people. You're just going to crush them. But without them, this is what it would look like on anybody. So you have the MP down, so Jade would start loaded. Now she's not. You're going to put your gems out, and this is only going to give us 300% buff because we're only getting 1 turn worth, right? So then you take your swipe, Jade takes her swipe. Oh, even better, we got pinned, so this is going to hit super duper hard because they're going to go off, we're going to kick out, they're going to go off again. Now we have the 200% times 3, 600% yellow. Getting pinned is the best thing that can happen. Yeah, when you get pinned, that was 117 million. So yeah, you hope you swipe and get pinned. I'll show you this once without it, and then I'll show you the using 2. If you don't have Goldberg, use 2 MP down people. Just to further all the people you could use it against. Because I do think this is actually going to be pretty quick and not normally, again, I'll say this, how I would play, but I feel like she's going to be viable. I feel like this will be quick enough probably that it has some viability. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, I know I'm crazy, but so here's what it would look like just with 1 swipe and go. $69 million. Right? So, okay. Let me show you one more. I'll use double MP down if you don't have Goldberg. You could also just use 1 and then put bread on for like 30%, sort of thing. Also, this is not taking any gear into account for Molly, although I don't think it really matters. The 2 MP gear, first gear. So this is double down, no Goldberg. And you could do this a couple different ways. If it takes them 2 turns to get charged, you could swipe twice and get the big buff. Or you can just go 1. Let's see what happens with the board, if she gets loaded or not. She doesn't, so let's just get the big buff. Why not? Why not for funsies? Boom. 400% boof. Yeah, 90. Pretty good. I really like that on Molly, actually. All right, LA Nah. This one you could definitely hit harder, but I am going to try and streamline it for 2 clickage. Because you guys know me, I like going faster. You could do more moves, you could use different trainers and do 3 clicks, but can he 2 click? That is what I was curious about. Again, the same coach selection as pretty much all of these. So we need 5 and 4 MP for these two. Reanimated suplex, 300% buff to yellow gems is what we care about. So we click that, and then the infected facebuster. It's a combo move. 928k damage, make the bottom row into pyros, all gems above it into yellow, and then choose a 7x1 area into red to set it off. Oh, there is a moment. I don't believe it does anything for this one. Yep, red gems is all, 50% less all color, so it won't affect the damage you'll see on the 2 click. Obviously, for 3 click, you would just move a trainer in here, and then you start with this, and then you get a little bit more gem damage, like Charlotte for 40% yellow or something like that. So yeah, it's just the buff. Drop them down, and boom. 67 million on the 2 clicks. It hits about, when you put Charlotte in place of Butch and do the 3 clicks, it's about 75 to 78. So if this is not high enough for you, you can do that. But I do think this is plenty high, considering we don't have any yellow substats, assuming you have 100% strap, and there's no feud steps involved here or anything like that. And it's much more easy to run or quick or efficient or whatever you want to call it than the pyro setup. This is like really fast to drop. Superplex animation a little slow, but at 2 clicks, I think you can afford it. And this is obviously going to be a really nice one. Big cascade, nice breaks of yellow, 72 million gem damage. So yeah. Yeah, I think it works. Pretty okay, guys. Pretty okay. Next up, I think probably most people would see this coming for me. Triple yellow Bubba Ray Dudley. This one is a little bit clickier, but it is really good. And not to mention what you would do to technicians would be insane. And I have a little bit of a safety net in here that I'll talk about in the trainers. Okay. So running splash, 6 MP yellow, 299k damage, increase your yellow gem damage by 430% for 1 turn. If it's a technician, you double that, so double the damage against the tech that you're going to see here. Power bomb, 212k damage, make the middle row into snowfall yellow gems, everything goes yellow, and then this choose 7 gems into purple. Entourage, this gets us loaded. Cena gives us 45%. Brett 35. Roman's on there simply to choose 3 more purples. You could use anyone. I want to choose 10 because I want to guarantee that I break 30 gems. And I will show you what I mean when we get to the board. This guarantees I will always break 30 gems because I will choose 7 in the middle row. So you hit the buff. And of course, you're going to break the 21 gems underneath, the 7 in the middle row. And this time you wouldn't have needed it because of where the purples were, but it's just to be safe. The 7 in the middle row is 28, 29, 30, right? And I would choose the 3 up like that every time to make sure I get 30. And then, you know, it's just a slaughterfest of yellows that are hyper buffed. That's 83 million. It would be 160 million against Tex and really easy to run. Yellow is, I think, a pretty nice come up for tricksters in general. The yellow plate so far. You would think it would be more showboats and stuff, but honestly, a lot of tricksters it's pretty good on. There's a few showboats. Don't worry, that's coming. But it is impressive on Bubba. In this one, it would have worked out too, so we wouldn't have needed the extra Roman shoes, but it is in there as a safety net since he hits hard enough anyway. Why not make it so you never get screwed, you know? And you can click extra if you want, or I don't, but yikes. 85 million. All right, 2 left to go. Captain Lou Albano. This is one of the few where I have a primary plate on, and with all of these plates, there's nonsense you can do with the May plate. I will show you guys that in one build. I don't like it going slower, but it is a potential on a lot of builds, so I will show it to you for people that want to know that on the last build on Goldberg eventually. So it will get there. So Captain Lou is kind of interesting. He's still slightly less than I would like, but if you're a Captain Lou mark, you need a cap. He's the only Captain Lou. Of course, Nearing End is buffing all gems 350% with the immobiles, so you definitely need Nearing End with this. Crossbody, 8 MP, 197k damage, increase your yellow gem damage, 95% 2 turns. Suplex, 156k damage, choose 4 columns to make into immobile. Back body drop, 10 MP, make 49 immobiles into yellow, pin the opponent. Entourage, you're going to need Braun Breaker, Kofi, Santa to get started turn 1, and then Hogan gives you 100% extra immobile gem damage, which is big. So that's definitely the trainers you would want to use for this. If you're thinking Mherex 4 columns is only 28 gems, you'd be correct. So there's a way you can space them out that is going to make it very, very likely to get your wild cards where they need to be. Depending, sometimes, of course, the board will say no. But you should most of the time be able to get wild cards if you separate your rows out. You just need 1 3 break somewhere in there. Yellows can make it connect like so. There's our 1 3 break. There's our yellow gems again. Not the best cascade, 55 million. This is a very big Santa too, so it's skewing the damage. I'll run it one more time. It's about 60, 55 to 60 is what Lou can get out of this. However, Lou requirements, and certainly if there's ever a yellow buff in feud, also if you pick up 150% showboat strap, things like that, I think he could be completely playable this way. You can also do it potentially. You can go, yeah, the board isn't set up right with yellows, so it's just easier to do it this way, I find. We got the 3 barely that time. There is a chance you will miss, but it's a small chance. I think most of the time you're going to hit it. That was 64 million gem with the better yellow breakage. So Lou's kind of interesting with it too. Slight chance you can miss. Goldberg. Goldberg and Molly are probably 2 of my favorite spots for this one, to be honest. I also, I'm not going to lie, I do really like it on LA Nah and Bubba a lot. But Bubba's a little more clicking than I like, so definitely like it on LA Nah. Goldberg, it's quite strong. So Goldberg has the 75% gear. I'm just going to go ahead and use a 50% strap to help nullify that. You could pick up the 25% extra in substats if you wanted to. Also, some people grabbed the guaranteed Goldberg 150% gem damage strap, so I feel like using a 50 won't skew it too horribly. And this setup is for 1 gear. I will show it with, I'll go a little bit longer on Hall of Fame Goldberg. I'll show it with 1 gear, which is 4 MP, because that gear has been very, very available, surprisingly. And then I'll also show this with the May plate, which takes longer. but it's guaranteed to go off. And Goldberg is one of the best targets for that because of the spear, 7 MP, 660k damage. Increase the damage of all your gems by 200%. That's also, of course, the reversal. And the Gorilla Press Spine Buster, it's just going to be 2-click. Deal 450k damage, make the top row into Snowfall gems yellow. Modify all gems, blow it into yellow. And then you make 7 Snowfalls purple. So, yeah. With 1 gear, you have 4 MP. Woods gives you 4 for 8 and 9. You're like way overcharged. You don't need it. Yellow gem damage from Cena. And then our standard double yellow guys, Brett and Strowman. Of course, if you don't have them, any 30, 25%, flat yellow, whatever is fine if you don't have Brett. So you hit your buff. And then you click this and then walk away and watch what happens. $75 million with 1 gear. What about no gears, Mherex? Well, I'm glad you asked. You would just swap out Cena for whatever 2 purple MP person you have. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and break Cena so we lose the 45% gem damage. So this would be no gear. And then I'll go ahead and put the Maze Crown on. 75 million is already plenty of damage, though, so you don't need it. It'll just slow you down, and I'll show you what I mean. But it does show you guys there. That whistle was weird. There are options to do potentially if you don't care about time and want to have fun with it. This plate in particular, combos, I mean, we got a huge cascade, so we actually hit harder without Cena. But, I mean, you get the picture. Because Goldberg's buffing all color gems, any kind of cascade is huge. Yellow, of course, is better, but we'll take any gem. So, and then as far as the May plate goes, it's automatically going to go off. Oh, I should read what it does. Whenever you break 7 or more yellow gems, generate 20 green. And you can see where this is going. But it is an extra animation. But this would be no gear Goldberg, by the way, with these 2 plates. It's going to hit plenty hard. There's the yellow. Huge freaking cascade. And that was the yellow and the green at the same time. So it wasn't an extra animation. I hadn't tried that. So that was really quite interesting. Yellow and green at the same time. Do I like that? I'm going to run that a couple more times, guys. Because I didn't put the May Crown to test it because I wouldn't use it. I thought. But if the damage ends up higher and it's all chucking in the same resolution, then there's no reason not to. So color me surprised here. Let's see what this looks like a couple times. Because I was just using the yellow plate kind of going ham, you know? Another big cascade. Yikes. I'd like to get a regular one. That's... Then again was still harder-ish. I don't like the May plate on there because I think it could mess things up. Let me run... I think eventually, in it being me, I get hosed. It's... Let me do like a couple more because this is interesting. I was not expecting this interaction at the same time, to be honest. I guess I should have been because that's how the other plates work. I just assumed because it was different colors it would separate it. You know what I mean? And I've always used the same color plates together. And when it was different, it did separate it. It does seem like it's pretty safe, but that was only 76. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't waste the May plate at all. Better interaction for the May plate. And this is really, I'm going to throw a bonus thing in here. Just for people that stick around to the end. That's not going to be, I did this just for fun. This is memery. The Viper Orton. This would work in Feud. And you could maybe use it on a yellow, or if you just wanted to be silly and take out silvers. The memery here to me is funny. I'll just use the 50% strap because I don't want to change everything around. I wasn't going to bother, but this is kind of funny. All right. So entourage for this one is this is funny. What more can I say? Okay. So the moves, this would be loaded in feud. 7 and the 1, right? So Exploder Suplex, choose 7 gems to make into yellow gems. Side belly to belly, 7 MP purple. Increase your yellow gem damage by 150% for 3 turns, and then the Luthas, press the 1 MP that chooses 5 gems to make into green, right? This loads the purple, so the buff is ready to go. 2-3 matches loads the green, and then we choose 7 yellow gems to set off the May plate, and that's, I think, the times I've used it, it's worked to set the plate off. But this is just memery, pure memery. You wouldn't want to actually do this. But it is funny. So why not? 3. Let's see if I can not cascade. Like that. Okay. And then let's do our yellow. I do want to keep the green gems on the board. Yellow. And get a wild card too. Perfect. Yeah, that's easily gonna do it. And it's 27 million. It's not crazy, but it is funny. So I'm just gonna end the video there. But that's the kind of stuff you could do with the May plate. I mean, it's still loaded here, right? So, and the buff is still there. So I don't know why I hit that, but I did. I could have put more green gems on the board, you know, and then we just whatever. And then let's swipe it. That time I didn't get enough for the yellow to go off, so it doesn't always work. But that's the kind of memery you'll see potentially that I don't think is worth the time. We're just going to let this do its thing, and I'm going to call that a video. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the yellow? I feel like the red was more useful on most people. But I do feel like the yellow was really, really good on Goldberg for damage and speed. It's obviously really good on Bubba, not super fast necessarily, pretty fast. It was awesome on ZLA Nah. And then I feel like it was great on Molly. Those would probably be my top 3. If you're a damage person that loves to see big numbers, I could see you loving it on Howdy, right? So very curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Howdy, you could also do stuff with the column breaks. I realize that. Get multiplies out, hit even harder. That just takes more time, more plates, and why. Maybe I could do a video for fun on that, but very curious what you guys think. I will probably do green next. I want to try and get the 3 that are immediately on the prize wall first. I'm assuming the others will be on the weekend prize wall. That's an assumption, not inside info. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I hope you're enjoying these. I'm having fun with it. They do take a lot of time. I will put timestamps in this one again, and please keep commenting, liking, sharing, and all that stuff if you want to see more of these type of plate videos, because it is a lot of effort. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out there. Whew. These plates are pretty fun. I like them. Definitely like them. Oh yeah, do keep in mind as general, as always, when you chuck gems, it does add time, so don't put them on just to get more damage that you don't need, right? That's my PSA as always.